Welcome back. In sports, Day 2 of the National Sports Policy Conference and international guest Vidya Lakhan used this opportunity to thank PNG for being the best host of the 2015 Pacific Games. He said PNG boasts world-class facilities and sports is showing to be moving in a positive direction. However, what needs more focus now is the national sports policy and how this can pave way for sports to the next level. Paul Tomic Jr. reports.
President of the Pacific Games Council, Vidya Lakhan, has used the opportunity at the National Sports Conference underway in Port Moresby to commend PNG for being the best host of the 2015 Pacific Games.
One of the things they are doing, which I'm really glad about, is looking at the national sports policy.
He said PNG was the most successful island nation in 2015, tallying medals, but what must they do now to maintain the status quo and excel to the next level?
So these talks that they have been having, had yesterday, today, and it will continue on into tomorrow, are looking at the thing they need to do in terms of what policies needs to be put in place to ensure that you continue to progress. So it's quite encouraging.
He was pleased to be able to sit in on the conference and listen to some of the challenges faced by sports administrators and stakeholders in their efforts to promote and diversify sports.
The presenter has told us that about 10, 12 years ago, there were 20 physical educators graduated from the University of Goroka. Last year there was none. So what is happening? You can't tell me that there is no need for physical educators in primary schools and secondary schools.
Paul Tomic Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Overseas, in AFL, West Coast captain Shannon Hearn insists the Eagles do not need to make significant changes to their list despite the season coming to an end with a shock 47-point elimination final loss to the Bulldogs at Subiaco Oval. West Coast went in as hot favourites but was comprehensively outplayed by a Bulldogs side which took control of the contest with 7 unanswered goals in the first half after the Eagles had kicked the first 2.
Bulldogs are through defeating the West Coast Eagles in the AFL. The Bulldogs attacked from the onset, so with ferocious pressure and unrelenting commitment. They created numerous chances up front. And the little men, Caleb Daniel and Luke Dalhousie, slowly took control of the match. Daniel, for me, probably the man of the match, and the Bulldogs stretched their lead at every change and celebrated a 47-point win wholeheartedly at the end of the match. Only 2 weeks ago, they were beaten on the same ground by lowly Fremantle, and now they're through to the next stage of the AFL finals. They go on to prepare to meet the loser of tonight's Geelong Hawthorn qualifying match. And Jeremy, in the Bulldogs dressing room, it says anything is possible. They've got it up in their dressing room on the slogan, and maybe it is because they're chasing their first flags from 62 years. It's been a long drought for the Western Bulldogs.
Serena Williams has crashed out of the US Open, her semi-final defeat to Karolina Pliskova, costing her a shot at a 23rd major singles title and a record 187 straight week at number 1. Pliskova, the 10th seeded Czech playing in her first major singles semi-final, triumphed 6-2, 7-6, 7-5 and will next face Angelique Kerber, the German who beat Williams in the Australian Open final.
At this one, I mean, everyone would thought she was cruising to another final, but not to be. She's been beaten by Karolina Pliskova, the world number 10, and playing in her first Grand Slam semi-final. There are no signs of nerves, though. She pulled out all the strokes to win the first set 6-2. Williams had been serving so well too throughout the tournament, and it just went a little bit awry at the crucial moments later on this morning. I mean, here she is serving an ace, but when it really mattered a little bit later on match point in the second set, she'd got to 6-all, went to the tiebreak. Unbelievably, double faulted. That's so uncharacteristic for Serena Williams. So crashing out, I think everyone at Flushing Meadows was gobsmacked that the champ has gone. She'll face either Caroline Wozniacki or Angelique Kerber. That's Pliskova, of course, in her first ever grand final. And Williams' loss means it has cost her a shot at a 23rd Grand Slam title, but also that record 187th straight week at the world number one. So she'll be stuck as a joint record holder with Steffi Graf on 186 weeks, which of course she also shares the 22 Grand Slams with. So a nice bit of symmetry there. Kerber will become the new world number one when the rankings are released on Monday.
In NRL, well, at least it will be an all-Queensland affair tonight as Brisbane Broncos take on Gold Coast Titans to see who will make it into the top 4 spot of the NRL.
What a match it'll be, packed out Lang Park. It's the old rivals between Queensland, the Brisbane Broncos and the Gold Coast Titans. If you'd asked anyone at the start of the year where these teams would have ended up, they would have said that it was complete opposite ends of the table. The Broncos, last year's beaten grand finalists, they're hoping to go one better this year, but they'll have to do it the hard way, having finished in 5th. They'll start as strong favourites against the Titans team, which has done exceptionally well to get there. They've defied expectations to reach the final in 8th spot. Gold Coast fans will be looking to their prized late season recruit Jared Hayne to play a leading role. He'll be playing at fullback tonight, and his clash with the Brisbane number 1 Darius Boyd is one to look out for. An intriguing battle in the halves too. Young gun Ash Taylor, who's had a sensational debut season, he takes on his old club and Brisbane halfback Ben Hunt. A big crowd assured to kick off the finals series. For the loser tonight, the season comes to an abrupt halt, but it'll be a packed out Lang Park. I give the Titans some chance, but I think they'll be too strong on the Broncos.
Sure, the fans will be looking out for that. That's sport for tonight. Antonia, it's back to you.
Thank you, Douglas. Stay with us. We'll return after the break with the finance news.